Hey guys, welcome. You're at the Thrifty Journal Shop. My name's Amber. If you are new to my channel, hello. I am so happy you found me. And for all of you guys that keep coming back, you guys are the best. All right, so I am back here for week 2. This is the hashtag paper bag junk journal prompt challenge 2025. I will leave all the details in the description box down below. So our hosts for this collaboration are Cara Mia over at Paper Confessions with Cara Mia and BB at BB's Closet Creations. And then there are a list of collaborators who are joining in. And then it sounds like there's a lot of you awesome folks that are joining on too with all the different channels, which I just think is absolutely fantastic. I love watching all different types of creators. I get so much inspiration and ideas and just happiness seeing all different types of styles. And there's so much fun right now going on. So I encourage you to go and check them all out. I am also doing a paper bag series, so I have a playlist. I will link that down below. All of these videos will be in there. But if you use the hashtag paper bag junk journal prompt challenge 2025, you can go see you can see everybody's videos. Okay, so I did a few things since last time, and I'm just going to show you. There are a list of prompts. There are 30 prompts, and you by all means don't have to do all 30. You guys just do what you want to do. You can use these throughout the year or for a different journal. I am sort of working out of order here. I'm jumping around a bit. So the goal for us is to complete 7 of them. So last time we worked on the cover, I'm loving the color here and these really cool handles. I did a dangle here and it's real simple, guys. My dangles are super simple. I just use a paper clip and then I had some sort of scraps. This was off of something, some lace and some rickrack I had cut down. And then I've just got this stretchy string I've gotten at the Dollar Tree. And then I added a bunch of fun beads. These are like my acrylic paint paper beads. Love making these. I do have a video. If I remember, I will link that. I just use my scraps and I twirl them and then I Mod Podge over them. I love them. I need to make some more. They're so fun. Something you can do in front of the TV. I just have like a skewer, like a shish kebab skewer, and I just roll. I line them all up and then I glue them and let them dry overnight. So unique. And then I had some other beads here. Had a little charm off of something my mom gave me. So yeah, just a fun little dangle. I like adding these and I like just doing them on a really simple paper clip. That way you can move it around. So yeah, I think it's looking really cute. I had it looking cute. So you could see the star ribbon there and just, yeah, the funness kind of hanging off there. And then you can remove it if you want to work in it. I'm going to just kind of share what I've done so far, and then I am going to work on one of the prompts. So I did some fun stuff here with the cover. I did some stamping. So that is one of the prompts that I did. So I am going to check that off. It has stamp and color. I definitely added lots of color and stamps. And I just have these really fun little stamps here. And I just went ahead and added some bugs. I am going to use my alphabet stamp right now with you guys. I've talked about that before. I've got this on Amazon. I absolutely love this thing. I use it all the time. This is what I did for the little peace sign. I'll just take some of my scrappy painty papers and I'll just, stamp different words that I want to use. And then I'll pull those words and use them, in my spreads. So I wanted to stamp August 2025 up here. This challenge is for September, but we all started in the end of August, or at least I did, just kind of kick off the series. So I actually pulled all of my stamps here ahead of time. August. And then I just went ahead and I have a little scrap of wallpaper. This is some washi or some, painted masking tape that I sort of make my own washi out of. Where's the 2025. Definitely have done lots of layers and texture. I went ahead and checked off stamp and color. So for the inside here, for this inside cover, I had already put the paint on the papers. We did that. And I went ahead and just added some fun stuff. Made a little, tag here. I've got this really cute stamp with this book belongs to with the bear. And I had a leaf from outside, and I just love adding real leaves to my projects. And so, yeah, I just cut some magazines. That's one of the prompts, is to use a magazine. So I used a lot of magazine words, and we're going to use more today. So that is the second one that I did. Here is part of a masterboard that I made, and we will be doing this in the paper bag series. So yeah, my paper bag series, this was just part of that paper bag, and I cut it down into a heart. And I made this really fun tag here. This was part of a hat that I had, and I love the little blackbird, the raven, the crow. And then I just had this from some of my children's books. You guys know I love nature. This is filled with lots of nature in here and just scraps of paper. And then I added this little note to the back, and I just wrote about the challenge and all the inspiration. So I just have that tucked in there. So that's just fun. It's very textured and layered. I showed this pocket in my last video, so I just stapled it on here. This is some washi tape that I just made, and I just added that for fun. Here's a puffy sticker and some birds and a little heart. And I just have travel there. Some of my favorite words. And so then one of the other prompts is a poem. So I'm going to check that one off, a poem. I love Emily Dickinson, and I just love this. Hope is the thing with feathers. And I just love that. I think it's beautiful, and I am such a bird lover. So I just went ahead and I had some children's books. I cut out some birds here. I added some die cuts. That is another one. Die cut on here. So I added die cuts. I had all these little butterflies. And then over here, I just added some fun papers. I just added a little bit to this pocket, and I just stuck in some stuff that I might want to use. Sometimes I just like to fill pockets with fun stuff. I did some stamping on here also. So that is my poem. I went ahead and added some fabric washi in here just to add some texture. I think that is all that I've done. So we're going to do collage today, and we're going to do, I love this one, number 22, a map to your heart. Include 5 key things you enjoy and love. So I just sort of set some stuff aside, and I'm just going to do what I love to do, which is just play and create as I go. So I'm going to check that one off, collage. So I believe that is 7 for today. So far, we've done create a spine, a journal cover, pocket, texture layers, collage, a tag, stitches. We did stitches. I do a lot of stitches. We'll probably do more. I did some hand stitching here, stamp and color, die cut, a poem, nature. My whole theme sort of is nature, also whimsical. I love whimsical and magazine. And I guess you could also consider mood, but we might save that one. Okay, so I've got the page here picked out for my prompt that I want to do today. And I just think map to your heart is just a beautiful thing. Include 5 things you enjoy and love. So I have prepared here today, and I've got I just took some photos and I just printed it out on plain paper, copy paper. I have this image that I drew really quick, and this is in my other journal, and then I just photocopied it. I've got some stickers here I want to include. And this is Lake Michigan. I rode my bike down to Lake Michigan. And so, yeah, let's just kind of go, and I'll probably tell the story as we create. I'm using some magazine pages here today, and I just have this as sort of a background. I like the woodsy sort of look. So without thinking too much here, I am going to glue this down. It's just really pretty with all the green and the woods. Then I have this beautiful, this cool cabin here, and I have Jeff, my other half, and of course, he is a map to my heart. I found this from the heart. I thought, okay, somehow we're going to add that. I'm going to add this cabin here. So a few weeks ago, Jeff and I went on a trip. We went to the Upper Peninsula. You guys probably hear me talk about the UP often. It is a favorite place of ours. And we do have a place up there that we are, well, we've got a place, but now Jeff and his dad are building a new place because the other one needed lots of work. So we go up there a lot on the weekends to work on that. And Jeff and I went on a little tour of the UP. We like to bike pack a lot, but this time around we did something different. And he took his four-wheeler, and I have an electric motorcycle also, and it was so fun. And we basically just went and toured the UP. We went for 5 or 6 nights, I think. It was a lot of fun. We had pretty good weather, but one of the nights we decided, it was raining, and we decided to stay in this really cool cabin. So here's the cabin, here's the four-wheeler, here's my electric bike. And yeah, it was nice. It was a nice little cute rustic cabin. It was called the Jack Pine. And the one thing I love about the Upper Peninsula is the originality of some of the buildings. They keep these cabins are so old, and I love when you can find like vintage, junk journaling is so like unique, and we kind of gravitate towards old things and repurposing. And I love when you can find like the old historic original cabins or homes. So that was really cool. And I was going to maybe add one of these in the background. I don't know if I can peel that back up. I've got some of my fodder that I drew. I don't know. Maybe I don't know. Maybe we'll save that. We'll see what happens here. So I just have this little tray with some stuff that I cut out. And one of the really cool things is that there was a little bar on the property, and that was very original too. And there was I'd never seen anything like it in the Upper Peninsula, but there was probably 30 hummingbirds flying around the outside of the bar. And I just thought it was so cool. And I love hummingbirds. So I found this sweet little hummingbird here, and maybe we'll put him by Jeff here so we can see her. So we've got the hummingbird. So along the way here on this trip, and there's kind of a story to it, we saw a black bear. Now, I see quite a few bears because I travel a lot on my bike. I travel probably more than Jeff because in the summer he works a lot with the lawn care business, and I have the freedom to kind of travel more. Yeah, there's sort of a story with the bears with us. It seems like we see a lot, whether it's t-shirts or signs or bears we see outside of, wooden bears. We saw a bear, and he's not a bear. He kind of freaks out when we see bears. So he was like, whoa, stop riding. And yeah, so there's a little bit of a story, and it's kind of silly with the bears, but we did see a bear, and we spooked her. I thought she was a baby bear. Jeff thought she was bigger than a baby bear. All right, and then I don't know, I have some of this fun paper I thought I would add here. You know, there's a packet here, and I thought maybe I'll tuck something in there, and I will write about the map to my heart and include the 5 things I enjoy. Then I have this fabric I recently thrifted, and I thought it was adorable. It's got turtles. So I had a little piece, and I cut out some turtles here. So let's add those to the spread. I've got the sun, I have this other turtle, but I want, maybe we'll, oh yeah, let's add that down there so we can see the turtle. I'm wanting to cover some of this paper sack. I like the teared edge here. All right, let's add this. And then I love this. I drink this kombucha that I really like. And the label is just beautiful. It's very colorful. And they always have some type of quote on the label. And so I've been collecting them. Words of enlightenment. If you find an idea you can't stop thinking about, that's probably one to pursue. And I just think that is so true, and it fits so well with art journaling, junk journaling. And then that is just like the little symbol. I just thought that was really pretty. Let's add him. He's part of my fodder. I feel like we need to add him to the page. We've got more than one bear, but I think that is great. Okay, I have this deep in the forest. We were definitely deep in the forest, so we'll add that right there. The sun was out a lot, so let's add the sun. This is some of my fodder here. And then I've got this little thing about hummingbirds here from this book page. And I want to keep that. Somehow I'm going to use that. And I also have this with the black bear. Let's hold on to that. All right, I've got heart. Now I've also got some other magazine pages that I cut out. I thought it would be kind of cool to just have map to my heart on here. So I was trying to find the words already. I've got an A, and I've got P. I can use for the M. My. All right, map to my heart. I need something down here. Sort of like that. This is already yellowish. Am I in camera? Okay, sorry about that. I've got this yellow, which kind of blends in. That's like perfect there. Just making it a fun collage here. I've got another turtle here. I thought, let's see about adding that turtle down here. I've seen turtles on my adventures. We didn't see any when Jeff and I were out, but they're usually out and about. Add him down there. All right, guys, I am back. I had to plug in my glue gun and glue some of this greenery down here. It wasn't sticking with my tacky glue. So I am just going to explain this spread a little bit, and this is definitely one of the maps to my heart. So I actually did, I think, 8 prompts today because one of them was a secret journaling spot. So I didn't sew the tops of my paper bag, so I just made a really simple tag This is a paint chip. So I just glued on the little black bear and hummingbird from the children's book. I thought, well, let's just stick it to the tag. And then I just did some journaling back here. I added this burlap. So just a really simple tag. And so the map to my heart, 5 things I enjoy and love. Number 1 is Jeff. He's just such a special person in my life, and I enjoy going on adventures with him. And then I've got 2, being in nature. Nature is just such a big part of my life, and it brings me joy. All types of wildlife, all types, bears, turtles. I even took out my little stamper and I stamped the little ladybugs on the sand there, turtles. I just love all types of nature and wildlife. Number 4 is the Great Lakes. So I mentioned before, the Upper Peninsula is such a special place to me. It's probably my favorite place in the world, really. I love Lake Superior and Lake Michigan. And then number 5 is just being adventurous and traveling. That's just part of my spirit. I've been adventurous since I was a little kid. I've traveled by myself since I think I was 16, 17, and it's just who I am. So I love it. And then I included a number 6, just an extra one, creativity and art, because that is something I do every day and it brings me the most joy. And I'm sure if you guys are a journaler, a junk journaler, an art journaler, you know exactly what I'm saying. So this is just a fun spread, spending time in the UP, in the cabin with Jeff, all the wildlife, being on my bike, and all of the wildlife here. So this is just one of the fun ways I love to memory keep. I love using my own art, photos, children's book pages, and different elements here, layers. There's lots of texture here. Stamping is always fun, little quotes. I think I mentioned this. I love this. It says words of enlightenment. If you find an idea you can't stop thinking about, that's probably one to pursue. And I just think that fits wonderfully here with journaling. All right, guys, I hope this gave you some inspiration and ideas. Please go and check out all of these awesome other creators. They just have their own unique way of journaling. And I get so much inspiration and ideas from so many different creators. So, and I'm so excited that so many of you are joining in. I think that is awesome. I hope you find some sunshine today, and I hope you find some creative time for yourself. Thank you so much for being here. I'll see you next Sunday where we continue on. Thank you for watching. I'll see you soon.